Gentleman yield. Chair recognizes Mr. Grothman from Wisconsin.
Yeah, first of all, I think there was just an unnecessary criticism of people in the workforce who aren't veterans. You know, that our American workers aren't good unless they're veterans, and I object to that. I mean, I know there are a lot of preferences out there, and we try to encourage people to hire veterans, but I don't think a blanket condemnation of people who aren't veterans is appropriate. Now, we'll go for Mr. Martin here. You decided to run for the chair of the Democrat National Committee, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you stepped down from your role as you've stepped down from your role as Commissioner of Social Security Administration. You will not have to manage the SSA employees under the November collective bargaining agreement, which you signed on behalf of the Social Security Administration, correct?
Yes, sir. From the changes I made on February 2nd to require more on-site presence at the
Yeah,
regional
so somebody else will have to deal with the positives and negatives of that agreement.
Well, I hope it keeps it on the trajectory of continuous improvement that we put it on last year. That's my hope. Everything I did there was about improving customer service.
In a recent podcast, you claimed that what we're going to experience the next 2 years is something less than a republic, sadly. Is that your opinion?
Yes, sir.
President Trump was duly elected by the American people as a mandate to effectuate his policies. Is it not somewhat, I don't want to say anti-democratic, but contrary to the American Republic for you as an outgoing appointee to deny the will of the people and to a degree hamstring the president's ability to deliver promises to the American people?
Everything I did at Social Security was to improve customer service. And as I've looked at what's being erected around the Capitol, it would appear that, unlike 4 years ago, we're actually going to have a peaceful transference of power. That's one aspect of what it means to have a republic, but there are others.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but the SSA-AFG agreement altered language in Section 41, Section 5C. In the last contract, it said management has sole discretion to change, reduce, suspend, or eliminate approved telework days for any employee's office component or agency agency-wide due to operational needs. It also allowed management to, in some cases, eliminate approved telework days due to employee performance. The November 2024 contract appears to have altered management's sole discretion to temporarily change, reduce, suspend approved telework days due to operational needs. Doesn't that limit management's ability to monitor, you feel, employees' performance? I mean, what's the upside of that provision?
Yep. Congressman, I think you might be reading the wrong part of the agreement. It reads, if you look at the bottom of page 1, it reads, in fact, management has sole discretion to temporarily change, reduce, or suspend approved telework days for any employee's office component or agency-wide due to operational needs. Management also has sole discretion to change, reduce, or approve telework days for any employee due to the employee's performance. And before that, the first sentence is, the parties recognize that agency-assigned functions and the nature of work to be performed and the type of positions can vary significantly from office to office. So that's in the agreement.
Still, right.
See at the bottom of page 1?
Right.
Yeah.
When I read
that
this,
paragraph.
it implies here. We'll look
I
at it.
don't think it was implying anything. I think it was pretty clear.
Right. You suspended the ability, but it didn't eliminate the ability.
No, we're not going to eliminate telework. We can't because you've reduced our staffing to a 50-year low at an agency that people already paid for their customer service staffing.
Okay. We'll move on to one other thing. I'd like to show you a picture. Well, how many SSA employees work out of SSA headquarters?
Approximately 7,000 and shrinking. We lost 2,000 staff this year across the agency due to Congress's inability to pass a budget. That, therefore, puts the agency into a hiring freeze, and attrition wipes out, so far, 2,000 people.
So on a normal work day, despite having about 7,000 employees, it shows in December 2023, a parking lot almost completely devoid of workers.
Yes, it's right behind you, and I hope the camera catches it, because that was before I got to the agency. This is a picture of that same parking lot after I got to the agency,
Okay.
because I ordered everybody back 3 days a week, and in my commissioner's office, 4 days.
Okay. You feel it's January 2025, how many processing times, or how have processing times not returned to pre-pandemic levels? Have they?
In some cases, they have. In fact, actually, for the first time in 8 years, this is the one that most of your constituents apply for, and this is the retirement benefits. We hadn't hit 87% timeliness since 2017, but we did this year. That's this right here, and this is monthly. And by the way, in an example of the greatest example of openness, transparency, and real-time performance management, at least for the next few days, you can see all of these metrics on Social Security's website, and they're real-time.
Okay.
All right, gentleman, time expired. Chair recognizes